Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have another Chelsea news today video with 4 stories. Firstly, an injury boost for the Champions League final, the biggest game in Chelsea's recent history since 2012, the biggest week of this channel's history, even though it's only been going for a year. The second story is Chelsea and Borussia Dortmund in regular contact with 4 players on the table, talking about Chelsea table offer to sign Barcelona midfielder, and Chelsea open £70 million Lukaku talks. So starting off with the injury boost for Chelsea, 2 key players that are really important to our squad, with the Champions League final being played on Saturday against Manchester City. 2 key players, Edouard Mendy and N'Golo Kante, both trained for Chelsea and with Chelsea today, which is a huge boost. As N'Golo Kante, we all know he's one of the best midfielders in the world, if not the best, in one of my opinion. I'll probably just upset a few people by saying that, but I think he's definitely up there. N'Golo Kante, on his day, he can change, or whenever he's playing, he can change a game, swing it towards Chelsea's, give just Chelsea the win by himself. He acts almost as 2, sometimes even 3 players in midfield. The fact that he's everywhere. You look at his heat, the whole pitch is just black, or red. It's red, or black. The whole pitch is just red because he's everywhere pretty much all the time, and he is going to be so key. Now, I do think Chelsea have a chance of beating City. I don't want to be overconfident, and I don't want to be underconfident, but I am confident. But if N'Golo Kante is playing, it would make it so much easier. It'd raise my confidence even higher. And he is, especially when he played in the games against Manchester City recently, he was big in that. I'm pretty sure he played. If I didn't, I've probably just embarrassed myself. But I'm pretty sure he did play for us against City on the 2 occasions that we beat them twice under Thomas Tuchel in the past month or so. And he is going to be he's going to be needed if we want to win the Champions League final. The second player, Edouard Mendy, he obviously missed out like N'Golo Kante against Aston Villa on the final day of the season. He didn't really miss out. He got injured in the Bertrand Traoré goal. He kind of collided with the post and it looked quite painful. They were kind of worried that he had cracked his rib, but after looking at scans, it looked like he hadn't done too much damage and just bruised it. And today he was back in training with N'Golo Kante, meaning that he'll be training tomorrow, Thursday, Friday as well. And then Saturday is the day of the Champions League final. They'll probably do like a little training maybe in the morning. They'll probably be in Portugal on the Thursday or the Friday. But these 2 players are going to be huge for us. And I'd much rather Mendy starting goal than Kepa in a Champions League final, and N'Golo Kante over Jorginho. Now, you'll have to watch my match preview, who I think will play in the midfield. I'm still debating. Is it going to be Kante and Kovacic? Because I love that, but I don't know if the balance is particularly there. Will it be Jorginho and Kante? Or will it be Jorginho and Kovacic? Because Kovacic has got to be there now he's fully fit. But what if N'Golo Kante can't miss out either? But then Kante and Kovacic, the balance isn't completely there. So you've got to watch out for my match preview coming soon. But we move into the second story. Chelsea and Borussia Dortmund are apparently in regular contact with 4 players on the table, which is interesting. In recent months, Chelsea have been in fairly regular contact ahead of the summer transfer window, with both teams looking to sign or being interested in 2 players of each team. And they both seem to be wanting to be very active in the summer transfer window when it opens on June the 9th. And both clubs have discussed the possibility of transfers in either direction. Now, I think we probably know the 2 players I'm going to talk about. Chelsea interested in Borussia Dortmund, but Borussia Dortmund to Chelsea, or Borussia Dortmund interested in 2 Chelsea players. It'll have to be, wait a minute, but we're going to talk about, obviously, Erling Haaland and Jadon Sancho. It's obvious that we need a striker, and we will sign a striker this summer, according to a lot of reports. Roman Abramovich has made it his top priority, and Thomas Tuchel has recognised that we need somebody to finish the chances that we create so often. And Jadon Sancho as well, him in the attack, he would really transform our attack going forwards. I think he'd probably be a bit more clinical than maybe a Mason Mount or Christian Pulisic or Hakim Ziyech. But he's also so exciting and young and could still turn into that proper really, really good player in the future. He's already a brilliant player, but he's 21, 22 years old. Imagine what he'd be like 27, 28 in his prime of his career. And the two players that Borussia Dortmund have been in regular contact over Chelsea with are Tammy Abraham and Callum Hudson-Odoi as well. Now, I did say yesterday Callum Hudson-Odoi could have a potential of a move to Borussia Dortmund on the cards, as Chelsea are apparently not hesitant to reject any offers, and they may even be willing to listen to any offers that are being submitted towards Chelsea, asking about Callum Hudson-Odoi or offering for Callum Hudson-Odoi, as they don't really see him having a huge impact in the future for Chelsea. And the other one, Tammy Abraham, I think Tammy Abraham to Borussia Dortmund just makes so much sense. He's a young England player. He's still young, remember, 23, 24. He's a very good striker. We've seen how clinical he is in the Championship. I don't know if he is a Premier League class striker just yet. Obviously, he did score 16 goals for Chelsea last season under Frank Lampard, so you could definitely argue he is. But there's something that Thomas Tuchel doesn't really think will work with Tammy Abraham. I don't know what it is. Maybe we'll have to look in the future, see if he leaves this summer, which probably will end up happening. But Borussia Dortmund interested in Tammy Abraham. Can you even complain if Tammy Abraham goes and gets a career at Borussia Dortmund? I know West Ham, Aston Villa and Southampton are the other three English clubs interested in the 23-year-old, who is valued at £40 million by Chelsea. And if we can get £40 million for Tammy Abraham, that would take a big chunk off like what Harry Kane would cost, or what Romelu Lukaku would cost, what we're talking about later. Or, I don't know, he's also getting paid 150 grand a week, which would also knock a lot off. That could probably pay for Lukaku or Kane, maybe not Kane's contract, but it's still a lot of money for him to be just sitting on the bench. Same with Callum Hudson-Odoi. I think he's getting paid something similar. It'd be a lot of money for them just to sit on the bench every week. And along with Kepa as well, that's probably about 500 grand a week right there. Jesus, what a waste. Now, thirdly, Chelsea have reportedly submitted a proposal to try and secure the signing of Barcelona midfielder Miralem Pjanic, who has struggled in his debut season in La Liga. Now, according to a report from Spanish publication Mundo Deportivo, Miralem Pjanic is unlikely to be a Barcelona player next season, after only joining at the start of this season from Juventus, after they did a kind of over-complicated swap deal with Allen and Pjanic. Either player going either way, and Pjanic really hasn't really found his feet in the La Liga, and he's really getting Frankie de Jong and Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets are getting a lot more game time. Even Iliax Mariba, who is a La Masia product that Chelsea were interested in at one point, he's getting more game time than Miralem Pjanic. And apparently Barcelona are willing to sell him, as he has had a torrid 10-month period and is 31 years old. Now, Pjanic is a similar player to Jorginho. He's coming through the Italian system, likes to pass the ball well, and he's also a little bit tricky, a little bit like N'Golo Kante or Matteo Kovacic. I don't think he's really as impactful driving forwards, but he obviously can wriggle out of tricky situations. And I think he'd be a very good signing for Chelsea. Now, Thomas Tuchel would like to add to his midfield this summer, which I can understand. As you can see, when N'Golo Kante is injured or Matteo Kovacic, then we literally only have two options in that pivot. So having another option for a world-class midfielder like Miralem Pjanic wouldn't be a bad option at all. And it looks like Chelsea have submitted an offer for the Bosnian. I know he said Serbian, but he's Bosnian. However, Chelsea aren't the only club interested in Pjanic. PSG and Bayern Munich are also interested, but Chelsea may have one trick up their sleeve in the form of Jorginho. Now, Barcelona are apparently interested in bringing Jorginho to... Oh my god, how have I forgotten? Camp Nou. The Camp Nou. That's very embarrassing. That's... Stupid me. How did I forget the Barcelona stadium? It's like the biggest stadium in the world. Barcelona are interested in bringing Jorginho to the Camp Nou. I don't know. And could be interested in a swap deal plus money. I think Jorginho is probably highly rated or higher rated than Miralem Pjanic. So could Chelsea get like 20 million plus Pjanic for Jorginho? Would you take that? I would maybe take that. Jorginho's kind of getting a little bit older as well. But then Jorginho is one of the best passers of the ball in the Premier League. And he's actually second highest rated player according to some stats I remember since the turn of the year. So would you take Jorginho leaving and signing Pjanic instead? I don't know. I'm asking you. Comment it down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Now lastly, I don't think I've actually ever even talked about Romelu Lukaku coming to Chelsea or returning to Chelsea. I just thought it would never happen. However, Romelu Lukaku going back to Chelsea has become the talk of the town this week, with Antonio Conte's Inter Milan future now in doubt. And in an interesting turn of events, Antonio Conte could leave Inter within 48 hours right now due to the bad financial situation at the club, and they need to sell players, and Conte isn't happy with selling Lukaku and Hakimi and who else? Skriniar, because he wants them, and they've just won the league he's just won the league with them and doesn't want them sold. So Spurs are interested in signing Conte, and if Conte does leave Inter Milan, then it would be up to the board or the new manager to see if he's happy to offload Lukaku, maybe go out with a one-strike formation with Lautaro Martinez instead. And one of those players that could be sold is Romelu Lukaku, with Chelsea interested. Now, we all know that Chelsea aren't the only club that are going to be interested in Lukaku, but he may want to go back to his old club. And in fact, the Blues are not just interested in Lukaku. According to Belgian reporter Sacha Tavalieri, the Blues have started talks with his agent over the move. Tavalieri also claims that Inter would be happy to let Lukaku go for a fee of about 80 million euros, which equates to roughly 69 million pounds. Now, I never thought that this deal would be ever possible, but 70 million pounds for the best striker in Italy, I'd take that for sure. Maybe if we don't sign Haaland or Kane this summer, Lukaku wouldn't be a bad signing. He can score goals, and that's all we need. So in my opinion, this fee sounds like something that Chelsea and Inter Milan could settle on. So now could be the most realistic target, like right now. But it all depends what happens with Antonio Conte and if he'd be happy returning to his old club. Anyway, that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing. Like the video if you want to help me out. Comment down below your thoughts. I reply to every single one. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Chelsea because I can't speak to you right now because of COVID. But I'd be interested in talking virtually. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.